for everybody who is going to watch this, I think there are probably two sections of people that are. One is going to be a section of people who know who you are and know what you do. And there's another section of people that are not going to have a clue. So you're a visual effects supervisor and a compositor. So let's start with a super basic intro of who you are and what a visual effects supervisor actually is. What do you do? What's the job?
Okay, so my name is Victor Perez. I'm a visual effects supervisor and a compositor. This is like the very professional introduction, but actually, I'm a visual effects supervisor. What is the meaning of that? Because it's like a very broad term, but basically the VFX supervisor is the ultimate professional that is just going to take care of the design of the visual effects. So it's just to design how shots needs to be executed in post-production, shot in production, and prepare in pre-production. Is the whole, for me, the most important part of the job is before shooting, because you need to figure out how you are going to do things, fit in the budget, which is the most important part. And then that is why it's called supervisor, because you are on set just making sure things are going to run smoothly as you design. That never happened, so that's why you are there. so that is the part of the supervisor. But I really love compositing. I am a former compositor. I still comp sometimes. As a compositor, it's just very simple to describe. It's the job to put visual effects together with the live action sequence, and just to make the visual effects to look like they have been shot under the same lights with the same camera and lenses at the same time. So in other words, the compositor is the one that is making the visual effects not to be noticeable. So that is how I spend my days lately.
And to name drop a few things so that people understand how significant this and you are. You've worked on like Harry Potter and Batman and Pirates of the Caribbean.
I have. Geez, I'm old.
I had this the other day. Oh my God, it is terrifying. When I was interviewing someone for a job a couple of days ago, and they asked some very, very good questions, and one of them was about like lessons that you've learned throughout your career. I was like, well, I've been doing marketing PR for 20 years, and then went, I have been doing my job for longer than some of the people interviewing have been alive.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That is the feeling.
Now I feel old.
That is the feeling, exactly. I honestly, the thing that is a surprise for me that I'm becoming old is because I still feel like I'm playing doing this, and they pay my bills for doing this. So it makes me feel even guilty sometimes, but no, I'm not. So the thing is like, it's just a very playful job if you take like the artistic side. The ability to just to create things that doesn't exist and to make people believe in this kind of magic of the screen. That is actually something that keeps you like a child. So it's like the trick not to get old in that sense, at least in the spirit.
It's kind of always finding something to play with.
It's exactly that. That is the job.
I have a 2-year-old, and she's remarkable because everything is a game. Every bit of learning is a game. It does sort of help you realize, actually, if you can find joy and play in the things that you do, you never get old. They never get boring. There's always something new and interesting.
We have so much to learn from the kids. The kids are really, when they are playing, they are very serious. They are very serious when they are doing whatever they are. So the thing is like, you don't stop playing because you are old, but you get old because you stop playing. So,
100% agree. 100% agree with that. And it's also about, I think, staying current, staying on top of things that are happening in the world and happening now, and making sure that you're abreast of them and making sure that you can adapt. And it's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, because you work in the film and TV industry, and we've got this weird specter of AI at the moment that is permeating every stage in every part of the world. It is, I mean, I don't want to sound like a horrendous conspiracy theorist, but it does feel like an existential crisis on what it actually means to be human. But being tangentially connected to film and TV, for me, it seems to be impacting that industry disproportionately than anyone else because it's mostly made up of artists.
Yeah.
From your point of view, is it something that is going to be interesting or something that is genuinely terrifying at the moment?
I think change is always terrifying, whatever it is the change, because our brains are programmed just to keep stability constantly and just to do whatever we are doing every day in the same way. But that is actually the contrary of being an artist, as we said before. As an artist, you just want to change, you just want to challenge. But the thing is, like, life sometimes put you to a challenge that is uncomfortable, but it's in that uncomfort that you are going to grow as an artist. So for how I see this, I am fascinated. First of all, I am really fascinated. Yeah, it is scary, but what I really love about this new movement of AI is that it's forcing everybody to grow, is forcing artists to step up, just not to stop in being technically perfect, because we have been chasing the technicalities of the image as a visual effects artist for a very long time. But I can imagine right now that, imagine Rembrandt, the painter, and all the painters in that period that were chasing for photorealism in painting. And then one day, someone arrives and invents the photo camera. Boom! And it's like you can get the lights in just a fraction of a second. So what about Rembrandt? Is Rembrandt now less valued? Because
No.
So that is what I mean. It's like Rembrandt has their view of the world and use light to shape their ideas. So what is happening, for how I see it, is like artificial intelligence is just going to erase the virtuosism of technicality, because how you do things doesn't matter anymore. What is going to matter the most is the idea that is behind. And that is something that, in my opinion, is the most important part. Because also, I can say that I feel visual effects have moved cinema into a stale state. Because before, when you couldn't afford that virtuosism of imagery, you needed to put ideas and a good story. Now, everything is getting lazy because execs are just chasing to show. What I love the most, for instance, from Jurassic Park, the first one, is that you don't see the dinosaurs straight away. You don't see, you barely see the dinosaurs.
It's the same with the first Alien. You don't really see the alien.
Exactly. So the thing is, like, now, because we can show them, we are going to show them. No, that is killing cinema. That is against the suspense, for instance. So I believe we have been in a renaissance of the visual arts, in terms of the visual effects are now creating a new way. And now artificial intelligence is like the Baroque. It's like you can do whatever you want, but it's not about how you do it or the amount of what you can do, but what's behind that. So I really love artificial intelligence. It's just going to separate very clear technicians from artists. That is the goal. I want to be an artist. I don't want to be an operator. So I'm fine with whatever artificial intelligence can do. I'm going to use it at the service of my ideas. I don't want to copy any other's style, because I don't want, this thing of the Studio Ghibli, for instance, everybody copying that. I don't want to copy. It's like me, I love Christopher Nolan, but I don't want to make films like him, because there is one person in this world that is going to make films better than me. That is Christopher Nolan. So I don't want to copy him. I want to do films as I do films. How? I don't know. I need to discover that. And the only way to discover is to make films. So that is the same thing. Everybody should find their voice. Instead of copying others or trying to get the most beautiful result, try to find the most personal result, the most meaningful result for you. There is nothing more universal than what is the most personal for you.
So in this weird way, then AI is going to almost help bring art, actual real art, back. It's not going to supplant real art. It's not going to supplant human created art. It's actually just going to almost emancipate a bunch of people who wouldn't necessarily be able to do it otherwise because they're bogged down in the technology of things and don't necessarily have the ability to do it.
It's like photography didn't kill painting. We still have paintings. I mean, Dali and Picasso, for instance, they were contemporary to the golden age of photography, and they are very different things. So it's just going to be at the service. Concept designers, many designers are using photographs as starting points or for reference. I'm using photographs as reference when I'm compositing something. So it is just a new tool that is a very complex tool because it's more than a tool, it's a service. So it's like having an army of artists working for you, but they are not real artists. They are just technicians that are replicating art, but that is not art in itself. But what you can do with that, yeah, that can be art. So this is going to challenge philosophy, actually. This is going to challenge aesthetics. We need to evolve in the way we think, and also, by consequence, laws are going to evolve. But everybody now is asking the government to legislate this, and that is not going to come until society is going to change, because the laws are just going to represent society. But if society hasn't evolved in order to understand the difference, how can we legislate something that only a few? So we cannot legislate for a few. We need to legislate for all. So that's why I advocate for philosophy, for transferring ideas, for talking to people, to educate about what is really art and challenge again. Because contemporary art, we have been a banana stick to a wall and all of that. So we need to evolve in this way and to understand that there are three different things: price, worth, and value. Those are three different concepts that right now, because of artificial intelligence, they seem like they are the same. So before everything else, it's about thought. So artists need to evolve in order to lead the rest of the world. And then we go with the nuances of laws and copyright and all of that. So yeah, challenging and interesting times.
Isn't it just? Now, the frustrating thing for me with these short form interviews, which we're just starting to do, you're our first one, is that I'd plan to keep them to 10 minutes, 10-minute Tuesday interviews. Great. We've hit that.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure.
Bye. Here we go. See ya. There's donate to our crowdfunding page. Bye-bye. Yeah. So there's a load of extra stuff that I want to talk about, which we're not going to have time to. So I'm going to do the cheeky thing of somebody who is starting this to partially promote crowdfunding of a larger show, which is anyone who wants to see more or hear more about all of these subjects should visit the crowdfunding page and drop a few digital pennies into the digital begging bowl. And then we can do a proper 40-minute long one of these in an actual studio looking properly pink.
I will dress up.
My cheeky tube slopes. Oh, I'll dress down. I'll just like string vest, I think. I'll go full Rabsy Nesbitt. That's showing my age. But I've really enjoyed this chat, and I do want to carry on more and talk about where AI sits and where it can be as a tool, and talk about how the film industry at the moment seems to be this perfect storm confluence of a bunch of negative events after strikes and production chains and AI coming in and COVID. And like, it's never really recovered. I want to unpick all of that. So let's get funded. Let's get you back. And we'll explore that. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.